Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome to Virginia Commonwealth University College of Engineering commencement ceremony. Today, we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2020 and 2021. My name is Gregory Triplett, and I'm the Senior Associate Dean of Academic Affairs in the College of Engineering. On behalf of the College of Engineering, President Michael Rao, the Board of Visitors, and our faculty and staff, it is a pleasure to welcome you to this morning's commencement. A few house rules. Yes, we have those now. Every attendee is expected to wear a mask during the ceremony. Please stay in your seats during the ceremony. And please avoid congregating in the theater. Now for a little fun. It's perfectly acceptable to celebrate your graduates. Loud noises are permitted, excuse me. I will now introduce those who share the platform with me today. I ask the members of the platform party to rise as you are recognized and to remain standing. Kindly hold your applause until the end of the introductions. Erdem Topsicle, Chair, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Gary Tepper, Chair, Mechanical and Nuclear Engineering. Please remain standing. Thank you. John Leonard, Executive Dean. Ram Gupta, Associate Dean for Faculty Development. We are also joined by members of our outstanding and committed faculty. Would all faculty present please stand? Please join me in recognizing this wonderful group of people. Thank you, you may be seated. The remaining members of the platform party will be introduced at the appropriate time. As one might imagine, our accomplishments this year are the result of teamwork. The countless hours, the problem solving, the resourcefulness, the responsiveness, the dedication, the Zoom calls, the healthcare. Graduates, please stand and show your thanks to the faculty, staff, student workers, graduate assistants, librarians, facilities, cleaning crew, emergency responders. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much for all of your service. Last year was a very unique year. We did not have an in-person graduation ceremony for the first time. As we approached the spring, we made the decision in the College of Engineering that we would have an in-person graduation using every resource, even if it lasted several days. So when we spoke with Dean Boyan, we decided we had 3 goals. The 3 goals were the graduates would walk across the stage, families could attend, and we would provide photo opportunities. Well, when preparation meets opportunity, good things happen. I would like to personally thank every member of the College of Engineering, the Engineering Graduation Task Force, facilities, the finance team, VCU's Incident Coordination Team, VCU's Public Health Response Team, VCU Administration, the School of Dentistry for the flowers that we see here on the stage, and the Altria Theater for making this available today. We celebrate you. Thank you very much. Family and friends, we especially thank you today. Your emotional support, financial support, confidence, prayers, understanding, patience, follow through. It is because of you that this is possible. Graduates, please stand and show your gratitude. That's a lot of gratitude. Thank you, you can sit down now. To those attending by live stream throughout the state, the US, and across the globe, our corporate partners, the people who fund us, the VCU college graduates are ready to take on new challenges. We thank you for supporting the College of Engineering and helping us move the needle forward. And to the class of 2020 and 2021, we thank you. You have persevered through so many challenges. Every year, commencement speakers claim that this class has been the most challenged. Move over. The bar has been raised. Graduates, you were challenged, you conquered, you've earned this. I'm gonna take a selfie. I want to capture this moment. This is the best. That's evidence. Okay. I now welcome to the podium the Dean of the Virginia Commonwealth University College of Engineering, our fearless leader, the one who challenges us greatly and who has students' interests at her heart, Dean Barbara Boyan.
You're so organized. I don't think I'm going to do that for him when I give it back. Dr. Triplett gave me 8 minutes and he told me I could talk about anything I wanted. And I thought, well, I'll talk from my heart. This is an amazing year. Some of you may know this if you read deep history, but we began as a college school of engineering, a public-private partnership 25 years ago. So this is our 25th birthday. And what is amazing is we're back in the Altria Theater. I understand from the people who were here from the beginning that our graduations used to be in this building, not in this room, but in this building. So I think it's fitting that we be back. And I think that we be back in such a special way. What a year we have had. I mean, who would have guessed it? You are a testament. This is the first ever, and hopefully the last ever, virtual class. You spent the entire year in some form of virtual education, and look at this, you made it through. Now, you might say it's because you're engineers. And you problem solve, you took a look at the problem, you sat down, you figured out exactly how many hours you had to spend on each little project that you had to do. And then you figured out how much you actually had to be on remote. And if you could be a black box, or if you had to actually show your face, or if you had to actually check in, but you did it. And I think that we all know how hard it was for you to do because we did it too. Our faculty pivoted overnight to give you the remote education that we hoped that you would appreciate. And I think the fact that you made it shows that you did. I'm so proud of the entire college. I'm proud of every single person that's in it. And I know your families share that with me. They probably were worried every step of the way how this was going to turn out. And it turned out fantastically. You now know without any doubt that you can do anything. That is what a gift going out into the world to have that sense of accomplishment that this class and the class of 2020, that you have this thing that you have together. No one will ever take this from you. Many of us who are older than you, we've lived through bad things. And some of them happened to us as a nation. Some of us happened to us as a world. And we remember exactly where we were when those events took place. They have colored how we think about the world throughout our lives. And this will be something that will color the way you think about the world for the rest of your lives. But the fact is that what was so special about this is that we did this together as a family. We did it as a team. And we all did it with a sense of humor, with a smile. There wasn't too much recrimination. There wasn't too much hardship. Everybody understood that this was a once in a lifetime event and that we would face it together. Look at what you did. I just can't tell you how proud I am of you. and how proud I am of the people that brought you to this place, your families that stuck in there with you, your faculty who did everything they knew how to do to make sure that you had courses to take and that you would be able to learn what you needed to learn while you were taking them. To the administration of the college that just worked tirelessly overtime with the faculty to make sure that that would happen. And some of you actually did things that whoever would have thought you would be able to do. You contributed back to society in many ways that oftentimes while you're in college, you don't get the opportunity to do, but you did. You created ventilators, you created masks, you created just any number of things. For those of you that are getting your PhDs, you did a year of graduate school that no one has ever done before, where you couldn't, for part of it, could not even be in your laboratories. And yet you still persevered, you still got it done. Just can't say enough to tell you. I'll tell you over and over and over again. And if you come back here and next year, the year after 25 years from now, you'll be hearing it from that dean as well. It was really something, and it was really special. I'm glad that I was your dean while it happened, because I will always remember you. I will always remember how we persevered through this. So I am now very emotional, and I know you are too. And I think that I look out at you and I'm thinking, for those of you that have ever been in the audience here at a play or an event, you think the people on the stage can see you. They really cannot. The lights are bright and I can't see your faces, which makes me sad, because at least on Zoom, I can see your faces some of the time. But it is a feeling of togetherness. And I just, congratulations to all of you. Now, Dr. Triplett has done you the required thanking of everybody, so I'm not going to make you stand up and sit down. But I see your families up in the upper level there, and them I can see, and I can see that they are looking at you and at your heads with great pride. So with my colleagues here, we're looking at you with great pride. To all of you, congratulations. And Dr. Triplett, do you need to have this washed down before you come back? He says he's going to take care of it. Good. Okay, well, congratulations to everybody, and back to you, Dr. Triplett.
I don't remember taking any classes in school that said, when it's a pandemic, you'll have to do this. I don't remember that. Anyway, thank you, Dean Boyne, for your leadership. This year, we celebrate the students who've accomplished so much. We now offer special recognition to individuals who are graduated with honors. In the College of Engineering, we had 164 Latin honor recipients and 21 with a 4.0. Students who will graduate cum laude with a GPA of 3.0 to 3.59, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Students who will graduate magna cum laude with a GPA of 3.6 to 3.89, please stand and be recognized. Students who will graduate summa cum laude with a GPA of a 3.9 to 4.0, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. There is excellence in the house. We also offer special recognition to individuals in our student organizations. the heartbeat of our college. Will all members and student organizations please rise and be recognized? Thank you. We aspire to make a difference in the community. It's who we are. Graduates, if you have participated in community service, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Families and friends, please understand that VCU trained engineers are part of a very accomplished group. Graduates, if you've received awards for research, for teaching, for service, pursued entrepreneurial activities in the military, please rise and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you very much for your service. We've had to make some accommodations this year. One of them involves the hooding tradition. PhD graduates have a special bond with their advisor. The advisor's last action is to hood the graduate and wish them well as they enter the workforce. And due to protocols, we are unable to honor that tradition this year. As the saying goes, never waste a crisis. The College of Engineering has asked each graduate to identify a family member to hood them. This is a very special moment for the graduates and their families. Graduates and families, the next speaker you hear will be that of Erdem Topsicle. He's the department chair of electrical and computer engineering. Some people call him Erdem. Some people call him Tops. We call him that dude. Dr. Topsicle, please.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So when you guys were standing up, I think I located Arthur there. Arthur, is that you? Okay, great. So they told me that to stay between those two stands. So if you see me going too far away, just do that, okay? Thank you. Oh, take the mask. Okay, good, thank you. Okay, well, I already saw a couple of you, and this feels like 206 reunion to me. EC and MNE under the same roof again. 2 years ago, I was teaching Ohm's Law to you, and then look at you right now. You're about to graduate and conquer the world. And let me tell you how proud I am, and congratulations from the bottom of my heart. Parents, family, and friends, this is indeed a special graduation, and welcome. And this is pretty much extra special for you, because from this day on, these graduates will not call you for money, food, or lodging. So they are off your books forever. I know that you're extremely proud today, but let me, being one of their professors, let me tell you a little bit about the kind of accomplishments that they did. So during their last several years at VCU, they have solved over thousands of math and engineering problems. They have done hundreds of homework assignments and projects, including a 2-semester capstone graduation project. They racked up tens of thousands of studying hours, and now they're ready. And let me tell you more. So these graduates, if I had a couple $2 billion, and if I asked these graduates to build me a fully electric car, they have the know-how to do so. And Elon Musk calls his car sexy, but I bet these students can do sexier cars, can build sexier cars. And better yet, they can actually build a small nuclear reactor and all the electronic and mechanical components of an entire nuclear submarine. How cool is that? Entire nuclear submarine. This is the kind of brain power I'm talking about here. So you should, and we should all be proud. This is as good as engineering gets. They really epitomize the very ideal of engineering. My dear students, I'm not here to lecture you about life today. Instead, you guys have heard many stories about me. Most of them are funny stories, as I was teaching 206. But today I'm going to share with you a story that I've not shared with anyone before. It's dear to my heart, and it's really impacted my life immensely. Most of you know that I was born and raised in Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey. My parents were both elementary school teachers, and we were relatively poor. Our household income was about $300 per month. And I remember that we could only eat meat about a couple times a year. And my mom would buy us shoes, me and my sister, couple sizes usually larger, so that we can wear them for several years. Being poor never bothered me. I don't even remember those unless actually I push my brain to remember. But what stayed with me that impacted me the most, that was my father was an abusive alcoholic. He would pretty much drink all day and come home late at night and then fight with my mother and most of the time beat her up. So I spent my teenage years trying to protect my mother from my dad. I would stay up late and wait until my dad comes and then basically just be in between them so that, you know, my mother is not going to get the beating. I have really bad memories related to my father, but one of them has impacted me the most. It was 1985. I was 14 years old and my sister was 6. My father came home extremely late. It was around 2 a.m. in the morning. We were long asleep, me and my sister, and I woke up to my mom's screams. I rushed into the living room and I saw that my dad was about to land a punch in my mom's face. So I jumped in between. My father was really, really upset for some reason, I don't know. But he pushed me up against the wall, looked at me in the eye, and he said, "You are not going to school anymore." And at that very moment, I felt the kind of pain that I've never felt before. It was the kind of pain that would hurt your heart and crush your soul. I loved going to school. School was my escape. And that's where I felt in peace. What happened next is that I couldn't sleep that night. And he sent me to one of his friends' carpet shop so that I will start selling carpets. And that night, I made a decision that I will not let my father come between me and my education. I wrote a letter to my math teacher. I said I would want to go back to school, but my father wouldn't let me. And with the pressure from all my teachers and my mom, my father had to let me go back to school again. The following 6 months were brutal. I would wake up exactly at the time where he pushed me up against the wall at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I would throw up every single night for about 6 months. My mom took me to many doctors, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And finally, they said it was some kind of psychological problem. 2006, my dad died of lung cancer. And his lung cancer went to his spine, metastasized. And in his last couple of weeks, he couldn't walk and talk. And I was the only one with him as he gave his last breath. He spent his last week writing pages and pages of letters to my mother, sister, and me. Apology letters. Right before he died, I wrote on a piece of paper that I forgave him for all the emotional abuse he gave me. But I would never forgive him for what he did to my sister and my mother. As he gave his last breath, ironically, exactly at 2 a.m. on November 8th, 2006, I'm almost certain he knew that I was not like him. I was better than him. But I don't know if that made him upset or proud to this day. My story is not unique. As I stand before you today, there are many kids in the US and around the world are fighting for a decent shot at education, mainly girls, because of the biases against them in some of the countries. The reason I'm telling you all these things is that to never take your education for granted. Understand the struggles that many are going through and cherish it, live it, and transfer it to the next generations. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most important weapon you can use to change the world. And I couldn't agree more. My dear students, you're about to graduate, and I know that you have many questions in your mind about your job, where you're gonna live, if you're gonna be successful. But let me tell you with 100% certainty that VCU College of Engineering equipped you with all the necessary knowledge to become successful engineers. So fear not and worry not. And also financially, I'm not worried about your financial well-being either. All of you will be making six figures, live in nice houses and drive nice cars. But you'll realize that all the wealth you accumulate throughout the years will only be short-lived, just like an impulse function, here now and gone the next second. You will soon realize that the true happiness doesn't come from accumulating wealth. The true happiness comes from helping others. Feeding those who cannot feed themselves, being voice to the voiceless, teaching those who are less fortunate than you are, lifting your entire community up. That's where the true happiness comes from. Today, I would like to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. We have all been going through some rough times in the last 18 months. I think we all can use some words of wisdom. Darkness cannot drive out of darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out of hate. Only love can do that. Class of 2020 and 2021, I wish you a healthy, happy life, filled with much love and opportunities to help others around you and across the globe. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Topsicle. To select members in the attendance who are participating in the hooding of PhD graduates, please make your way to the orchestra level and stand at the top of the ramp until PhD graduates are called. I should see somebody moving. At this time, I invite Stephanie Bilyeu, engineering alumni speaker, to share some remarks.
No pressure. That was a great speech to follow. Thank you, Dean Boyan, the Foundation Board, faculty, parents, spouses, partners, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2020 and 2021. Congratulations. Not only has all of your hard work and perseverance paid off, but you did this through the filter of a global pandemic. I remember the stresses of completing assignments, studying for tests, and trying to manage my personal life. But I can't imagine what it's been like to do that, all while trying to keep yourself safe and your family safe. So this celebration is even sweeter because of all that you've had to endure to get here. At some point, hopefully, you'll have time to reflect on where you are in your life journey. If you are young, this will feel like you have a very long stretch of time ahead of you. And you do have a long stretch, but you don't really. I am around the age of most of your parents, but I only graduated 2.5 years ago with my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from this school. So I have a unique perspective on things, and I'd like to share a few thoughts with you today. So far, you've only had to concern yourself with getting this education, maybe paying for it, and keeping your place in your family. Most likely, you haven't had time to ponder anything else, like the meaning of life. But today's commencement, the starting of your new life with this accomplishment. Now you get to actually work on your life. And like all good projects, you must have a goal. So I'm going to give you your last assignment. To last your whole lifetime, this goal has to be big, bigger than anything that you could accomplish in this lifetime. And it has 2 parts. Be the best version of yourself and leave your little place of the world better than you found it. That's it. That is the meaning of life. Be the best version of yourself and leave things better than you found it. So how do you do this? First, you all are graduating with this powerful and rare education. Only 5.9% of all college graduates major in engineering. So this is an amazing accomplishment. We live in a time in which your knowledge is going to be the most sought after. So hang in there. If you don't have a job yet, you will get one. We have many problems that need to be solved, and all of you are in a position to solve them. Simply by doing your job, you could be making the world a better place. But sometimes it's not enough to do your job. Sometimes we have to give back. And this can mean mentoring others, sharing your experiences with current students, being involved. Those of you who have worked in different clubs in school like I did, understand that it's a great way to get out of your own head and help others. Another way you could do this is to join the College of Engineering Alumni Board, of which I'm the incoming vice president. So what does the Alumni Board do exactly? Well, we volunteer with different events throughout the school year. I know we've been virtual this year, but in the coming years, hopefully things will get back to a little more normalcy. Well, you'll see our presence more. But we help with students with mock interviews, reviewing resumes, sharing our experiences through career professional panels. And we have a monthly networking event, third Thursdays. You can meet alumni and network and have a drink. So why does volunteering matter? It matters because there will become points in your career where things are going to get a little bit rough. Maybe you have a lot of deadlines, or you have a boss with whom you don't see eye to eye every time. When you give a little bit of your time and you help students, you will get a boost. Helping others will cure the blues. And you are making the world a better place, which helps you be the best version of yourself, which helps make the world a better place. So I think you get the idea here. Another bonus is that with the pandemic easing, when you walk the halls of school, you'll actually be walking the halls without any assignments due, and it's actually quite a pleasurable experience. So I highly recommend going and walking through school knowing that you don't have a test to take. I joined the Alumni Board shortly after graduating. It was sort of a way to stay in touch with my college friends and also to give back to my community and make new friends. But why did I want to stay in contact with current students? When I first went to college in 1986, I did not have the support that I needed. I was discouraged from engineering because, as my dad said, they won't hire you because they don't hire women engineers. And if they do hire you, there may be other unwanted attention that you may not like. It was very, very discouraging. Thankfully, society is evolving. Women are present in all work environments, but we're still underrepresented in our fields. My goal is to make sure no young woman student feels that she can't do this work. It's important for all of you women to get into your engineering field and stay there. Other students need to see you. I didn't see very many women engineers when I was growing up, so I didn't know it was a possibility. But you have that opportunity. You have this education, and you have this wonderful time, and you have all of the women who have come before you, who have had to deal with things that are sometimes unspeakable to get to where they are. Luckily, hopefully, you all won't have to deal with those things. So we really, really, really look forward to what you all can accomplish. There's another deeper reason I do these things. 12 years ago, I had cancer. I was lucky. I caught it early, and I've been cancer-free ever since. But a week before my surgery, a dear high school friend of mine died from her battle with breast cancer. She was 43. She had a husband and 2 kids. She died, and I lived. So I think some of you have heard of that survivor's guilt, and I definitely felt that. After my clean bill of health, I decided to live fully. I decided that I wasn't done yet. I was going to fulfill my goals and my dreams, no matter what anybody told me or what anybody thought about me in total. Some of you have families, some of you have children. I was not blessed with children. I don't have siblings. My legacy is going to be less obvious. But for those of you, no matter what your life path is, giving back to others is your legacy. You're all unique. Everybody's been told that. But your perspective, your place in this world, we need your voice. And other people need to hear about your experiences and what you've been doing. And that's why volunteering is so important. Another place we can help is financial. And I get it. You know, a lot of you have student debt. I still have student debt. I get it. You know, but our college and our foundation rely not only on tuition and state support, but we have donations from alumni. So I'm hoping that when you all have that first patent, maybe you'll keep us in mind. And if you want to donate on a smaller level, the alumni board sponsors a spring pie day. So for increments of $3.14 or $31.41, you can have a cream pie thrown at the professor of your choice. So if you had a rough semester, I may be calling you next time. We awarded that money to the completion grant. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically a way to give gap funds to students who can't quite cover their tuition in order to graduate. I was actually an early recipient of that. I was in my second to last semester, and any of you who know, if you have a little balance on your account, you can't enroll for new classes. I was $1,300 short. My husband and I had been making up the shortfall for tuition for years, and we just didn't have the money. I had a few $100s for my tax return, but it was either pay on my balance or put heating oil in my house. I decided to heat my house instead. But I was desperate. I didn't have the money. I had, an internship lined up, and I needed the class schedule that I needed to have. So I went in and talked to Jennifer Rivers, and I felt pretty ashamed and pretty stupid. But I also knew that I was going to figure it out. And she was able to talk to some folks, and they were able to grant me the balance that I needed to complete so that I could graduate. I'm so happy that she and others believed in me enough to take that chance on me. So every year I do donate back to that completion fund because I don't want another student to be in that same position. So just think about that as you're making all your millions. So I want to leave you with this. It's one of my favorite quotes. The one who plants trees, knowing that he or she will never sit in the shade, has at least started to understand the meaning of life. I so look forward to seeing all of your accomplishments, great and small. It's been my honor to speak to you today, the graduating class of 2020 and the graduating class of 2021. May the road rise with you, and may the wind ever be at your back. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I now introduce Ms. Jennifer Rivers, who will present our graduates.
All right, good evening, everyone. Before we start, I have just a few housekeeping things. So when you come to the stage, you're going to pick up your diploma and you're going to take a picture. Then you're going to move forward down the line and you'll pick up a little pad folio, a gift from us. Then you have another opportunity to take a picture. Okay? Thumbs up. So it's funny that we're here in the Altria Theater. When I think about that, I think about all of the stars and all of the legends, too numerous to name, who've come across this stage. And this morning, you are the star. And if you're ready, and I hope you are ready, let's start the show. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering and the Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Engineering please rise and come to the stage? Let's give her a hand. Raja Ani, who is hooded by her husband, Panos Ephthalmikis. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering please rise and come to the stage? Gilbert Anohim, who is being hooded by his wife, Gifty Aye. You can go. Sana Hosseini, also being hooded by Panagiotis Ephthalmikis. Lajenikant Umratia, hooded by his wife, Shweta Umratia. Pang Wang, hooded by Dr. Darren Chen. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering please rise and come to the stage? All right, I don't think there's anybody present with us today. So we'll move on to the bachelor degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering and candidates for the degree of Science in Computer Engineering please rise and come to the stage? Dakota Bernacki. Summa cum laude. William Bechtel. Papa Bay. Trevor Brody, cum laude. Austin Burns, magna cum laude. Alassane Dumboya. Joseph Hamlet. Ethan Hollingsworth. Safe Haith. Louis Marin. Naud Mogus. Chungwei Oyang. Nikita Popel. Noah Spencer Ruthier. Gotcha. Gabriel Smith. Peter Warasilla. Rokan Alamre. Abdullah Al-Daziz Al-Sudais. Yara Anderi. Jarrett Barfield. Taylor Michael Bates. Sierra Cartwright Elliott. Kevin Bernie Cordova Diaz. Sampras Dangana. David Doe. Tariq Keafe Dudo. Kevin Young. Rondrick Green. Robert Gray. Matthew Troy Hanvey. Benjamin Hodge. John Thomas Holder IV. Edward Huffer. Kiana Amy Jackson. Darnell Christian Levi Jones. William Merrill Jones. Ashley Dawn Lawrence. Chipper Africa McElhenall. Cameron O'Leary. Christopher Ordonez. David Shepard Pate. Ibrahim Mohammed Sayed. Saya, excuse me. Connor Shinton. Christian Sarmiento. John Stonerock. Dwayne Elliott Thurston Jr. Taylor Marie Toby. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mechanical and Nuclear Engineering please rise and come to the stage? Let's give those ECE folks a hand. Mafaz Al-Dadiri. Alejandro Arias. Alexis Barrow. Justin Guy Bresson. Ashley Nicole Brown. Megan Elizabeth Brown. Davis Briers. Jacob Butler. Arthur Edward Chadwick. Reman Hazma. Fadel Haji. Ashley Henderson. Patrick A. Harmon. Timothy Hannon. Matthew Grabiak. Matthew Clark. Brandon Clifford. Cameron Clifford. Range Montgomery Hughes Chrysler. Etienne Daly. Connor Dawson. Jaime Gonzalez. Ryan Matthew Jingra. Kwak Boji. Justin Freeman. Gray English. Christopher Impeno. Richard Grant Easter. Meredith Ehart. Moaz El Masri. Kevin Ton Din. Graham Johnson. Gio Gabriel Inchong. Cullen Hughes. Eli Eli Knight. Patrick Richmond Nags. Vivek Maman Corvila. Sean Kinzer. Jeffrey Kitchen II. Ryan King. Joshua Richard Lee. Paul Nicholas Kakulis. Christian Kelly. Zachary William Mariani. Jordan Duran Mahoney. Alan Lipka. Miriam Elizabeth Murphy. Muhammad Nabi. Rachel Adair Neller. Jacob Noble. Gage Orange. Elizabeth Ellen Patton. Jasmine Payne. Tisha Payne. Matt P. Cody Fadenauer. William James Pointer. Jessica Renee Presley. Justin Dean Redding. Sydney Roberts. Jeffrey Robertson. Lyle Julian Soe. Soemitsu. Christopher Souza. Jared Snyder. Theodore Stevens. Andrew Taylor. Jordan Howard Thomas. Take your time. Take your time, baby. Christopher Michael Trailer. Rachel Wages. Thomas Francis Walsh IV. Brendan White. Robert Perry Whitehead III. Dean Boyen and Dean Triplett, it is my honor and my privilege to present to you the class of 20 and 21. Congratulations.
Before we end the ceremony today, I'm going to pass the microphone to Dean Boyen to leave with some parting remarks. I do want to let all of the families know that the platform party will depart initially and the graduates will follow. Because of the situation that we find ourselves in, we're asking you to connect with your graduate outside of the Altria Theater, preferably in Monroe Park, which is right across the street. The other thing that we have enabled this year are photo locations, and there are going to be two. Very similar to the VCU media backdrop that you see on the right-hand side, we've set up two locations. One is in West Hall, and the other is in East Hall, both in the atrium. And you should use those locations to capture as many pictures as you want for as long as you want to. So that's our gift to you. So anyway, thank you very much for attending. Dean Boyen.
I have only one last thing to say to you all, and I think you know what I'm going to say. You are now RAM engineers. Once you're a RAM engineer, you're always a RAM engineer, no matter what you do next. So let's us all say it together. Go Rams!